Welcome, everybody. Today I thought we would read some scary Reddit stories. And please excuse my complexion. The light is washing me out, and yeah, my hands look orange and my face looks white. So, without further ado, let's just get into it. My friend and I just had a pretty terrifying encounter with an Uber driver and are shaken up by the event. We're visiting a pretty tourist city in a foreign country right now for the weekend and went to visit a winery not far from the city center. After finishing our wine, we called an Uber driver to get back to our hotel. The Uber driver, a woman, picks us up and upon entering the car calls us beautiful ladies. She doesn't speak very much English, but my friend can speak her native language, the language of the country we're visiting. As we're driving back toward the city, she first makes joking comments about us being drunk and telling us not to throw up in her car, which I assumed was all friendly banter because she's picking us up from a winery. The woman begins telling us about her life story, but then begins talking about how the mafia works in this particular neighborhood we were driving through and deals in human and drug trafficking. My friend was translating for me because I couldn't understand. She also kept calling us beautiful and beautiful ladies. She then asks us if she can pick up some mail on the way and that it'll be a short stop. We assume it would be along the route, and so we said yes. She then begins going far off route in the complete opposite direction of where we were meant to go. She also kept extending the amount of time she claimed it would take to pick up the mail, and also said it was actually at her apartment. My friend and I were growing nervous. The driver then approached an apartment building and started driving toward the entrance to a gated underground garage. My friend told her to stop and that we would wait outside, and then the Uber driver said, "Don't worry, I'm a mother, and I'll only be a minute." We thankfully were able to unlock the door and cancel the ride, and ran toward the main road of the city. We then mapped our way back to where we were supposed to be, and it ended up being about a 45-minute walk from where we were. I don't know if this woman truly had malicious intent, but her words combined with trying to drive us into her alleged apartment parking garage was scary. Well, that was truly terrifying. On to our last story. From the Reddit poster, Deep Recognition 679. Creepy man cornered me and tried to force me to kiss him. This happened fairly recently. I was trying to get a train to the city for a night of drinking with some friends. Unfortunately, the trains weren't running to the city center that day for some reason, so they had a replacement bus service instead. So off I toddled, looking for where they'd hidden the replacement buses in the train station. After a while, it seemed like I was on the right track. Just as I found a very promising corridor, I heard running footsteps coming from behind me. I glanced around to find an Arabic man sprinting to a stop beside me. I know he was Arabic because he tried to offer to teach me Arabic while I was trapped with him later on. He asked me if I knew where the replacement bus service was. I replied that I was probably just as lost as he was, and I was trying to find it myself. I thought that would be the end of our conversation, our interaction, but he continued walking beside me. Fair enough, I thought. We're both looking for the same thing, so maybe he thinks we could stand a better chance of finding it together. I wish I turned around and darted into the bathroom or something. It turned out the corridor did lead to the replacement bus, and the driver was standing outside the doors. He assured us we had plenty of time, and we're the first ones here. He opened the door to let us in, and the bus was completely empty. I decided to take a random seat in the middle and huddled up next to the window, ready to put my headphones on. And where does this guy choose to sit? In the completely empty bus? Right next to me, trapping me in the row of seats. I thought it was a little weird at the time, but figured no harm would come of it. He asks me why I'm headed to the city center. I tell him I'm meeting friends there for a girls' night out. Then very politely put my headphones on and start finding a good song to listen to. He insists he should join us, but I tell him it's girls only and I don't really know him. He answered that we could get to know each other and he'll buy me a drink. I tell him no thanks, I just want to see my friends, okay? The bus has gotten moving at this point, and there are a few others on board. From there, he proceeds to badger me with questions, all of which I ignore or give him one-word answers to. After a bunch of them, my replies become variations of, "I just want to listen to my music now," and "I'm not interested in talking, sorry." He started complimenting my body, telling me he thinks I'm beautiful, and repeating over and over, "I really like you," My only responses now are, leave me alone, every so often, and I'm visibly shrinking away from him as he's leaning closer. The bus driver doesn't seem to know where he's going for his next stop, and the city center is ages away. I'm trapped in the seat, and I'm starting to really panic. He starts stepping up to, I love you, and leans right up to me, making kissing sounds with his lips. That was the moment my hero intervened. It was a man around my age, sitting a few seats back. I'll quote what I can remember of the conversation. Hero: excuse me, mate. She's asking you multiple times to leave her alone. The creep, gritting his teeth. F off, the hero. You need to move away from her. You're clearly bothering her. The creep. Mind your own business. We're fine. The hero. What he says to me. Do you want him to move? Me, practically pinned against the window, getting pretty scared. Yeah. The creep gets up and storms up to the man. Do you want to fight? Do you want to effing go right now? The hero. Nah, I'd rather you control yourself and leave her alone. The creep is visibly ready to start throwing punches when the driver calls back if there's a problem and if he needs to kick someone off the bus. The creep quietly says no and moves to a few seats behind my hero. Much to my relief, I mouth several thank yous to my hero, who just smiles like it was no big deal. The creep tries to follow me off the bus, but my friends meet with me, so he walks off. I'm so glad my hero intervened when he did. Wow. Are you as scared as I am? Until next time. Bye.